Oh, hello everyone. F1 Fridays is finally back. I'm back, God, it feels good! I'm sorry, stretching. Anyway, here's Q2. I didn't record Q1, so that was Q2. I didn't see much of it. Hopefully you did. Oh, there we go again. I was 7th. Luckily, I remembered. Button quickest. But anyway, Q3. Oh! On the pole for the first race. It was a good lap. Well, judging I was 7/10 quicker, it was a very good lap. So we're going to jump right into the action. And I will talk to you a bit more about the other topics once we get going. So here we go. Off the start line, deploying about 70%, 80% of the curves. But Vettel still got a straight line speed. I try and not take him off, but I have massive oversteer. I give him as much room as I could, but Mr. Eyebrows, Fernando, sneaks past me. Little bastard. I got one wheel on the grass trying to get back past him. Again, I give him as much room as I can to try and avoid damage to the front wing. Don't want to do a Lewis Hamilton now, do we? Then coming around this next corner is where it really gets hairy. I make contact with Vettel. He sends me wide. I lose control. I hit the wall. I spin back in front of Vettel. I hit Vettel. I hit Schumacher. I hit Heinfeld. And that is deploying the safety car. Obviously, good move by Charlie Whiting to deploy the safety car. That was a crazy first crash, that was, and I was very scared that was going to be me out the race. It was a scary moment there. Look at Carth. What's he doing? Overtaking under the yellow flag. What's going on here? Oh, what a mong. So yeah, this is a good time for you all to see what the safety car is like. This is my first experience behind the safety car as well. It's a bit weird until I actually catch up to the tail end of the field, because obviously I need to come into the pits as I have lost my front wing. But it could have been worse. I could have ended up like Vettel or Schumacher, who are out of the race. So anyway, I've just charged past Heinfeld there. Heinfeld also had a lot of damage. I think he had a flat tyre. So the safety car really is exactly what you'd expect it to be. You queue up. Yeah, nice achievement there. Nice. But the safety car comes out and you automatically slow down. You don't have a choice to slow down. The game will automatically make you slow down and make it so you can't go over a certain speed limit when you are closing down on the field. Like you'll see here when I come out of the pits and I'm a long way behind the safety car. You see safety cars right there, the little black dot on the map by sector 2. So here I can just floor it and try and catch up with the safety car, because obviously the safety car won't be out for very long. It's only a short race. So I had to floor it to get back round to the front. Well, not the front, the very back of the field, because I've gone from 1st to 20th in about 4 corners. Not a great start to my career, to be honest. But what are you gonna do? So with this new game, it is pretty amazing. You have a option when you first start your career. You can choose from HRT, Lotus, Hispania, Force India, and Williams, which is a bit more of a broad choice than last year. And I went for Force India because I never got to drive for them in F1 2010, and I always wanted to, because I love the car and I think it's awesome. And they're a good team, really. I don't know why they've been ranked as the bottom 5. I mean, I suppose they are, but another way they aren't, because they get good consistent finishes. But the handling on this game is so good compared to the other one. It's really realistic, and it's a good feeling game. It just feels more realistic than the other one did. And the whole idea of KERS, DRS, that was all in there for the realism of the game, and it has made the game It has actually. You wouldn't think it because it's only a small change, but it has had quite a big effect on the game, which you wouldn't really think. So yeah, you'll notice the new little graphic on the right hand side of the screen, which you'll be able to see more about in a few more corners when I actually start experimenting, see if the realism is really what it is. So you see I've caught up to the back of the field and behind Glock, and oh god, it's a nightmare behind both Lotuses. Yeah, it really was a nightmare start to the race, but I was enjoying it really to see what the safety car was like. And here you'll see, right, watch the graphic on the side. I've got blue tyres, meaning they're cold. Still got blue tyres. I try and do the little pro warm-up thingy, you know what they do when they get around the pace lap. Swerve from side to side, watch, they're getting green, and they've gone green. Now I thought that was really sweet. Again, it's only a little change, but I think that's really cool how it actually does warm up your tyres behind the safety car. And there, I nearly put it in the wall. That would have been absolutely terrible. There we go, safety car in this lap. That is good news and bad news. So, this is where I'm going to change my new fuel map settings, which is a change from last year, because last year it was engine map settings, and you had to unlock them through R&D testing to be able to actually use them. This time you're completely fine, you can use them straight from the start, but if you try and do an entire race on rich fuel map, which is the equivalent of fast engine setting, you will, I repeat, you will run out of fuel, no matter what. The fuel is very realistic. You have to start saving fuel if you're going to run over half the race on the highest fuel map setting. And you can save fuel, or you can just run on normal fuel settings. I nearly run into the back of Truly. Running on normal is generally what I do until the final few laps, or until I feel I need it. And the recording jumped a bit there. That was weird. But as you can see, picking my way through one by one, piece by piece. Whoa! Bit of drifting there. As Maldonado tries to get past me again. It seems that the ranking order for, say, how people finish qualifying and finish the race is quite realistic sometimes and not quite so realistic other times. Like in the next race, I think it's the next race or the race after that you'll see in a few weeks. In Q2, Kamui Kobayashi was the quickest by a couple of tenths. Wasn't a lot, but that's kind of weird. How he was first in Q2 and last in Q3, which is kind of weird. I don't really understand that. But on the whole, this game is very realistic. The graphics are very smooth, look very nice, and it generally is a very good game. Just it really is the small details that make the game. Like, even if you just watch, like if you watch my my driver, look at his hands when he goes around the corner. Like the little flicks in his fingers when he's changing gear. That looks so much more realistic than last year. I think that's really cool. I mean, I might be being weird, but I really do think that's cool. Oh Jesus, I've been ranting on for so long. We have skipped ahead to lap 8 already, and I think the only reason I included this lap was because this is my fastest lap of the race, and I'm going to include my fastest lap of the race on all videos from now on, if I remember. I don't know if I set the fastest lap of the race in all the ones that I've done, but I know which lap was my fastest. Therefore, I will show it to you, because I am proud of my fastest laps of the race. I think this one was the fastest of the race, because Alonso had just previously set the fastest lap on lap 6, then I set it on lap 7, and now we're on lap 8 where I'm going to absolutely bomb it again. Who was that in front of me? Nico Rosberg. Nico Rosberg, solid race really. Mark Webber has charged off into the distance after his miraculous avoiding skills of that big first lap crash. I mean, one thing that's unrealistic is Webber's starts on this game. I'm sorry, but there is no way that Mark Webber can maintain his position off the start line. It will never happen. So, you know, forget about it. And there's my fastest lap. It'll come up confirming it in a little purple box soon. There we go, 26.999. Not too shabby at all. And goodbye, Rosberg. See you in a bit. Skip ahead to lap 10. I'm on the hunt for Mark Webber. I could smell his Aussie blood. I could smell the Fosters in his breath. I am hunting him down. But 7 seconds in 3 laps is an awful lot to pull back if you think about it. I'm going to have to run some fantastic laps. But then I thought, Mark Webber is yet to pit. He has not pitted yet. Therefore, I'm in a very commanding position, 2 seconds ahead of Rosberg, and Mark Webber is still yet to pit. And then that is what happens. I've got a left front puncture. I must have ran over something. Something must have happened, but you can quite clearly see the left front has been punctured, and that is an absolute killer. Absolute killer. The car would not turn, as you'd expect it not to with a puncture. I'm trying to use curves to stay almost keep with Rosberg. But then this is where my heart really sank. I knew I had to come into the pits, but look who else is in the pits. Oh, Rosberg's in the pits. What's that white dot in front of Rosberg? Oh, it's Webber. Webber was in the pits this lap. Had my tyre not have somehow exploded, that would have been my lead, and most likely my race to win. However, the game had other plans for me. My Force India boys go to work trying to get that left front off. Good job. 7 seconds with a flat tyre. No, 8 seconds, that's pretty shabby. The pit stops, however, are generally pretty good. I've had 3-second pit stops with Force India. I haven't been held up anywhere near as much in the pit lane as you did on F1 2010. But now you are going to witness the last 2 laps and my fight towards the front of the field again. Even though it is going to take somewhat of a miracle for me to get a very good finish. At least I came out in front of Nick Heinfeld. If I'd have ended up back behind him, then that just completely defeated the purpose of my amazing comeback through the field after the safety car. Trying to get past Alonso, sort of hit him a bit, but you know, don't have time for this shit. Got to get through the field while I can. Ooh, and here's a little note. Little, I don't even know, but bollocks corner cutting. In saying that though, corner cutting is nowhere near as bad on this game as it is in the others, so that's good. It's definitely good. But anyway, I was going to say, look at the bottom right hand corner. You will notice the little fuel symbol is now flashing red. When that flashes red, that means you have 2 laps of fuel to go. At that point, I was absolutely shitting myself because I knew I had 2 laps to go. And if I didn't make it to the finish, I probably would have squealed, because that would have not have been good at all. So this is my final lap, my dash to the finish. I've got 3 cars in front of me. I know if I can overtake all 3 of them, it's a podium finish, but that would take so much effort. Remembering this is on hard or expert, I don't remember. I think it might have been hard, as I was too pussy for expert, because it was this was actually, I hadn't done a Grand Prix mode, I hadn't been online. This was my first race. I went straight to career mode to get recording for this series. And goodbye Rosberg again. I refuse to finish behind you. Lewis Hamilton to go, but I'm doubting it's going to happen. Little sneaky chicane cut there. But in reality, I was never really going to catch Hamilton. The race should have been mine. I could have won, but instead, Mr. Aussie takes the win. the Australian Grand Prix, or Grand Prix. I don't know how I'm supposed to say that. Well, I know it's Grand Prix, but I sound like a tool while saying it. So there goes Hamilton across the line. Rosberg trying to overtake me as I run out of fuel. I actually ran out of fuel there. As Rosberg nearly came past me. 5th place. It's a very good result in respect to what team I am and all that. But look at that. Hang on. Look at these results. Adam, close your fucking screen. Sergio Perez on the podium for Sauber. What an absolute legend. That is a real result for him. Now, I know it's only a game, but geez, what a result. I was so impressed by that I didn't even care that I finished 5th. But that is the end of this video. Be sure to tune in every week for F1 Fridays, because they will be back, and I will be back, and I'll see you in the next video. See you later.